What's going on, Hockey Town? I'm Daniella Bruce, and I am joined by a very special guest right now. I'm joined by Rob Paulsen, Emmy Award-winning voice actor and new author. Rob, for people that do not know who you are, tell us who you are.
Well, for those of you who don't know, I'm Yakko on Animaniacs. Hello, Daniella. And I'm also the stupid half of Pinky and the Brain. I would be Pinky, Narf. And let's see, I'm not one, but two Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and one middle-aged guy from Livonia. So I was Raphael way before you were born on the original show. And then the magic of cartoons is that nobody cares what I look like, so I got to be Donatello on the 2012 iteration of the show. But watch this, folks. For our purposes, the one you like is Carl from Jimmy Neutron. Look at what happens to Daniella.
My absolute favorite, and I know a lot of people my age grew up on Jimmy Neutron. So when I heard that you were Carl Wheezer, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm actually meeting one of the biggest celebrities.
Oh, thanks so much, Hockey Schmocky. I'm a badass. Nice to meet you.
So let's talk more about why you're here, Rob. Aside from all of your accomplishments in voice acting, you're a huge Red Wings fan.
Oh, totally.
And going back through your history, you grew up here, went to high school in Grand Blanc.
Yes.
Why don't you walk us through where your Red Wings fandom began?
Well, I think like any young person with a pulse who likes hockey in the state or anywhere, here it was, of course, all about Red Wings. My fondest memories, earliest memories of listening to, I think it was WJR Radio with Bruce Martin and Bud Lynch. And for me, it was about Del Vecchio, cross the blue line into the slot, drops to Mahavlich, who gets it over to Gordie Howe, he shoots, he scores! And that was the way I grew up. It was fantastic. So my parents' production line was Abel, Lindsay, and Howe. My production line was Del Vecchio, Mahavlich, and Howe. But also, my hero is Gordie, not unlike virtually everyone else who loves the game. But I had the great good fortune of getting a chance to know Gordie and Colleen Howe very well. And the most impressive thing about Gordie was not so much what he did on the ice. Everybody knows what he did on the ice. But the way he carried himself and was an example of utter humility and how to behave if you cultivate anything resembling celebrity. Gordie broke a lot of noses, but he didn't break one fan's heart ever. Incredible human being, and I'm a better person for having known them both. When I moved to LA, and it didn't take me long to hook up with Dave Coulier, as I said, local Detroiter, and we both shared our deep love for the Red Wings. There are a lot of Red Wing fans, well, all over the world, but in LA, a lot of us out there. When you go to see a Kings game, you see almost as many Wings jerseys.
We were talking a little bit offline about how you don't get back to Detroit too often.
Not as much as I like.
This time that you're coming back, you were pretty astonished with all of the things that are happening in the city.
Thank you for saying that.
Yes.
I was born in Women's Hospital a few miles from here, lived in on Westfield Street in Livonia till I was about 10, then Dearborn, Rochester, and high school in Grand Blanc. But Daniella, to be back here and see this city, it's nothing short of astonishing. And that's precisely what I love about Detroit, is that it is an utterly perfect example of the perseverance of the human spirit. And so for those of you guys out there right now going, oh, the Red Wings, oh my God, we're really blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. So remember where you are, you guys. This is Detroit. If anybody can come back, this is a hockey game, trust me. Bringing this city back to where it is now is a hell of a lot more difficult than winning a couple of hockey games. These guys are not the Memphis Red Wings, they're not the Seattle Red Wings, they're not the Anchorage Red Wings, they're the Detroit Red Wings. And this city is all about taking a punch and getting up. So don't worry, they're gonna be fine. But this city is, I'm so proud to be from Detroit.
Amazing accomplishments as a voice actor. But now you're starting a new chapter.
Yeah.
Literally, you're writing a book,
yes.
Or have written a book.
That, folks, is called a professional segue.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have written a book.
I have.
And this is a new territory for you. What was that like, and what is your book about?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. It's called Voice Lessons, surprise. And the impetus for the book was, what is that, the axiom, we make plans and God laughs? 3 years ago, I'm doing my gig, working every day, as I have, knock wood, for years. and I feel a lump on the left side of my neck. Turns out it's stage 3 throat cancer. So talk about a curveball. Not finger cancer, not hair cancer, not anything, but throat cancer. I'm fine. I was told pretty quickly, here's the deal, man. We're pretty sure we can cure you, but before we do, we almost have to kill you. The treatment's brutal, as it is for lots of people. But Daniella, you and everybody who's watching sadly knows someone who's been touched by cancer. And oftentimes, obviously, they don't make it. But my book is about the power of these characters. And by that I mean, when I was a kid, younger, I got calls all the time for Raphael to call a Make-A-Wish child, or Yakko to call and sing United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru to a young girl who was struggling with whatever. All these characters, which had brought so much joy and courage, frankly, to a lot of children and their families, ended up doing the same for me. And I now understand how powerful that is, because I've lived it myself. Now I also have a sense of empathy. So if I can be involved in Hockey Fights Cancer or anything else, when I tell people, I know what I'm talking about. I do. It's difficult. And now I have a sense of empathy that I never would have had were it not for that experience.
You have a very, very intriguing story to me, and I'm sure many of the people that are listening to this. Where can we buy your book?
You can buy it at the usual places, at Barnes & Noble or Amazon or wherever. It's called Voice Lessons. It's a remarkable experience, and it's being received well. I'm signing books all over the place, and I now, as you perfectly said it, I have a new chapter, and it turns out I can not only make a living, make myself and others happy, but I can make a difference. And it is very difficult to think of a better way to move through your life.
It's great to have you, and welcome to Little Caesars Arena.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much for coming, and
Not
I'm sure
at all.
everyone's going to really, really enjoy hearing your story. Again, thanks for sharing, and guys,
Not at all.
look for his book, Voice Lessons. He told you can get it in all the normal bookstores, and I think it'll be worth the read.
Thank you, madam. I hope so.
Thank you.
Not at all. Go Wings!